Take you back to Washington, D.C. President Trump is spending his last night at office at the White House. Here's a live look at the historic residence in Washington, D.C., where dozens of staff have only about 5 hours on Wednesday to deep clean the premises and finish moving Trump's out so the Bidens can basically move in. The outgoing president says in a video that he has released that was released a few hours ago, I should say, that he will pray for the success of the next administration in keeping America safe. But he doesn't mention Mr. Biden by name. He also outlines his accomplishments in office, including building what he calls the, quote, greatest economy and fixing trade deals.
We did what we came here to do, and so much more. This week, we inaugurate a new administration and pray for its success in keeping America safe and prosperous. We extend our best wishes, and we also want them to have luck, a very important word.
Well, the president again condemned the violence at the Capitol earlier this month without acknowledging any responsibility for encouraging his supporters, for which he has been impeached by the House of Representatives for a second time.
All Americans were horrified by the assault on our Capitol. Political violence is an attack on everything we cherish as Americans. It can never be tolerated.
Well, President Trump has seen his closest allies abandon him in recent days following what happened on Capitol Hill, and now one of his closest associates, the Republican Senate leader, not for long, has changed his tone about Mr. Trump's role in the chaos. Simon Marks tells us more.
Mitch McConnell, who, of course, tomorrow will become the minority leader in the Senate. The Democrats there taking control as a result of the outcome of those two runoff races in Georgia a few weeks ago that decided which political party was going to have the majority in the U.S. Senate. Charles Schumer, the incoming majority leader, insisted today that there will be an impeachment trial of Donald Trump in a bid to convict him and make sure that he can never seek public office again here. That means the president needs a lawyer. He doesn't have one yet. He's also going to need Republican support if he's not going to be convicted at that trial, and it didn't sound like he was going to get a lot today from the outgoing majority leader, Senator Mitch McConnell, who engaged in the final act of his break with President Trump.
The last time the Senate convened, we had just reclaimed the Capitol from violent criminals who tried to stop Congress from doing our duty. The mob was fed lies. They were provoked by the president and other powerful people. And they tried to use fear and violence to stop a specific proceeding of the first branch of the federal government, which they did not like. But we pressed on. We stood together and said an angry mob would not get veto power over the rule of law in our nation, not even for one night.
Now, we don't know exactly when that impeachment trial is going to start. Will it be later this week, or are the Democrats going to wait? But what we do know is that on this final night that Donald Trump is spending in Washington, D.C., you can feel power ebbing away from him. And by this time tomorrow, he will be a former president at his Mar-a-Lago estate in Florida, with no immediate way, following his ban on various social media platforms, to get his message out to his supporters.